Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hai, merasa beriman. Selamat datang kembali di channel kolaborasi kami. Pemirsa, jika kami katakan ada 1% penduduk dunia menguasai 90% aset kekayaan dari berbagai negara, apakah Anda akan percaya? Saya yakin Anda akan berpikir dua kali, bukan? Namun, bila seorang menteri keuangan seperti Ibu Sri Mulyani yang mengatakannya, apakah Anda akan percaya? Itu pilihan Anda.
Bu Anies dia mengatakan 1% dari orang kaya di Indonesia itu menguasai 50% perekonomian Indonesia. Kalau di dunia lebih timpang lagi, 1% orang kaya di dunia menguasai 90% aset dunia ini.
Apa yang dimaksud Ibu Menteri tadi adalah elit penguasa dunia. Kita istilahkan saja elit global. Lalu apa pentingnya kita mengetahui eksistensi mereka? Mari kita bahas lebih jauh. Pada episode sebelumnya, kita telah membahas pengakuan dari salah satu pentolan elit global yaitu David Rockefeller, di mana dalam buku Prospector Amerika miliknya, dia sendiri mengatakan bahwa keluarga besar dinasti Rockefeller telah ikut andil dalam konspirasi global menipu umat manusia lewat PBB dan Amerika Serikat. Semua itu demi mewujudkan era tatanan dunia baru, One World Government, New World Order. Maka dari itu, kami berharap sekarang para pemirsa sudah bisa memahami bahwa seluruh bahasan pada channel kami ini bukanlah teori konspirasi semata, melainkan fakta adanya konspirasi. Persengkokolan global para dalang di balik layar, menciptakan sistem yang membutuhkan mereka dan merugikan umat manusia lainnya di dunia. Jadi jangan heran apabila di pelajaran sekolah atau di media-media mainstream seperti televisi, tak akan ada temukan video-video semacam ini. Sebab media-media internasional saja yang terkemuka di dunia hanya dimiliki oleh 6 perusahaan saja. Mereka semua di bawah kontrol elit penguasa global dan komunitas berhasil internasional. Pemirsa, untuk mengetahui rencana-rencana mereka dalam waktu dekat, kami akan sajikan cuplikan video yang berisi poin-poin penting wawancara Alex Jones bersama Aaron Russo sebelum meninggal. Aaron Russo ini merupakan seorang politisi Amerika yang juga mantan sahabat dekat Nick Rockefeller dari dinasti Rockefeller. Sebelum Aaron akhirnya mengakhiri pertemuan itu, dia mendengar hal-hal yang mengejutkan dan sangat menjijikan tentang rencana jahat keluarga Rockefeller sama elit global lainnya untuk menguasai dunia.
So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave, you become a serf to these people. That's their goal, that's their intention.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be. But there was going to be an event. And out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, you know, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we go after Chavez in Venezuela. And sure enough, later 9/11 happened, and I remember he was telling me how how you're gonna see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these places, and there's gonna be this war on terror, which is no real enemy. And the whole thing is a giant hoax, you know, but it's a way for the government to take over the American people.
He told you it was going to be a hoax.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no question. He says, there's going to be war on terror. And he's just laughing. There's no... Who are we fighting? I mean, why do you think 9/11 happened and then nothing's happened since then? Do you think that our security is so great here that these people who pulled off 9/11, who were able to can't knock down another plane... Come on, it's ridiculous. 9/11 was done by people in our own government and our own banking system to perpetuate the fear of the American people into subordinating themselves to anything the government wants them to do. That's what it's about, and to create this war, this endless war on terror. And that's why and that was the first lie. And the next lie was going into Iraq, you know, to get Saddam Hussein out with his weapons of mass destruction. That was the next lie.
Now, specifically, this was a little over 6 years ago?
This was...
11 months before 9/11.
Yeah.
And Nick Rockefeller, who's a lawyer, he's become your friend over the previous years, and he's saying to you that there's going to be this big event, and then out of that we're going to have a war on terror, and it's just going to go on and on.
Right. An endless war on terror without any real enemy. That you can never, so you can never define a winner.
And did he say that it's going to be perfect because you can't define an enemy, it just goes on and on?
Yeah, because you can't define a winner. There's no one who's on to beat, so it goes on and on forever. And they can do whatever they want. They scare the hell out of the American public. Look, this whole war on terror is a fraud. It's a farce. It's very difficult to say it out loud because people are intimidated against saying it. Because if you say it, they want to make you into a nutcase. But the truth has to come out. That's why I'm doing this interview. The fact of the matter happens to be that the whole war on terror is a fraud. It's a farce. Yeah, there's a war going on in Iraq because we invaded Iraq. And people over there fighting, you know. But the war on terror, it's a joke, you know. And until we discover what really happened on 9/11 and who was responsible for 9/11, because that's where the war on terror emanates from. That's where it comes from. It was 9/11 that allowed this war on terror to begin. And until we get to the bottom root of 9/11, the truth of 9/11, we'll never know about the war on terror.
Aaron, you said that he was, and I think it's important, and I know this about the Rockefellers, from Dr. Dennis Cuddy and many others, who literally, you'll be 20 years old in a lunch line at college, and no, there's David Rockefeller. And they're experts at recruiting and getting what they call players, and that clearly he was, I want to make it specific and just get you to reiterate what you said last night. about you got 30% of the vote, you were having an effect, you made mad as hell. They knew that you'd started the Constitution Party.
Yeah.
They knew that you were somebody who was taking action and getting things done. You'd already made some big films, had a lot of other successes.
Right.
So they were trying to recruit you, and didn't it come down to the point of, hey, we are here to recruit you, and don't worry, your chip's going to say, don't mess with us. This guy's don't touch.
Yeah, yes, that did happen. I was definitely being recruited, but it's more subtle than that.
Well, in your words, just go through the process, and then what he said to you.
Well, what it is remember we were friends, and we used to go to my house a lot. We'd have dinner, we'd talk, and they'd tell me about business investments, how you get involved in, or they would help me with this business investment or that business investment. And was I interested in joining the Council on Foreign Relations? I would have to get a letter to join them, but was I interested in that? And, just stuff, leading you on. And I used to say to him that I never really did that because that wasn't where I was coming from. As much as I like you, Nick, your ways and my ways, we're on the opposite side of the fence. I don't believe in enslaving people,
And he would come back with, oh, I do? Or?
Well, it would be more like,
It's better for them.
Well, it's more like, how do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. It was just a lack of caring, and that's just not who I was. It was just sort of like cold, it was just like cold, and I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? What's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society, to have the bankers, the elite people, the bankers and some governor controlling the world. And I said, do all the people in the Council on Foreign Relations believe this way you do? He said, no. Most of them believe they're doing the right thing. A lot of them believe it's better off being socialistic. We have to convince people that socialism is really capitalism. Because America's becoming a socialist country. It's a communist country today. The Federal Reserve is poison to our country. Of course it is. It's poison. Whoever makes the money makes the rules. Rothschild said that. And they make the money. Why are we allowing these private bankers to make the money for our country? It makes no sense. Why are we paying interest to these banks to make money for us when the government can do it itself without paying interest and without all that debt? There's no answer to that question, and it's the question no politician will raise. Everybody talks about America's debt, how much debt we're in. We're in debt because we have to borrow money. But we don't have to borrow money.
They designed it so we go into debt.
Exactly. We can create the money and back it by gold so they can't create too much of it. So you don't have the inflation. And then do what the founding fathers gave us. But instead, the bankers make the money, they control the government, they buy the politicians, they tell us who gets into office, you have computer voting, that's a fraud. They do whatever they want to do to us. They do whatever they want to do to us, and it has to stop. My friendship with Nick Rockefeller was one where we expressed ideas to each other, and thoughts and philosophies, and he wanted me to become part of what they were doing, and for me to become a member of the CFR, and offered various business opportunities for me to get involved in, and for me to not take up the fight or the battle that I've been taking up in the past, to drop that idea, because what was the point of my fighting for the people? I was a guy who was very successful in the movie business, and I saw the truth of what was happening. I tried to express it to the people, and rather than having me express it to the people, they wanted me to join their side because I was a mover and a shaker, and rather than me opposing them, to join them. It was real simple, and he tried to recruit me into that situation, and I didn't go for it.
Did he get angry when you didn't go for it?
No. And, it's like, I remember one time he said to me, you join us, so you have an ID card there, and, you have a chip, and your chip will say KMA on it, And I said, what does KMA mean? He said, it means kiss my ass. And anybody stops you, a cop or whatever, and you show them your card or your chip, and they'll not leave you alone, because you're one of us.
Bagaimana pemirsa? Sangat jelas bukan? Masih bilang ini teori konspirasi. Baiklah, mari kita simak pengakuan pentolan elit global lainnya, yaitu Nick Rockefeller dalam bukunya The Memoirs halaman 405. Selama lebih dari 1 abad, para ekstremis idealis dari berbagai spektrum politik telah memaksa lewat berbagai instrumen terkenal untuk menyerang keluarga Rockefeller dengan tuduhan bahwa kami memiliki peran yang sangat kuat untuk mempengaruhi institusi politik dan ekonomi Amerika. Sebagian bahkan percaya bahwa kami adalah kelompok rahasia yang bekerja bertentangan dengan kepentingan nasional Amerika Serikat, menuduh keluarga kami sebagai internasionalis atau elit global, dan berkonspirasi dengan pihak-pihak lain di seluruh dunia untuk membentuk struktur politik dan ekonomi global yang lebih terintegrasi. One word istilah Anda. Jika itu tuduhannya, saya mengaku salah dan saya bangga dengan itu. Bagaimana pemirsa? Apakah ini terdengar lelucon bagi Anda? Pemirsa yang beriman, kita saat ini hidup dalam zaman fitnah dan kezaliman di mana-mana. Jadi apa yang sudah kami sampaikan di atas bukan untuk menakut-nakuti Anda. Kami hanya mengajak Anda untuk bangkit kesadarannya agar kita semua di Indonesia ini mawas diri dan lebih berhati-hati dalam hidup. Sebab tanpa kita sadari, ada kekuatan jahat para elit dunia yang berbuat seenaknya kepada kita, berlagak seperti Tuhan, padahal kita sudah punya Tuhan, yaitu Allah yang Maha Kuasa.
Tuhan kekal dan abadi. Tuhan satu. Dan kepercayaan kepada Tuhan yang satu inilah, tauhid inilah, yang menjadi api yang berkobar-kobar menyala-nyala di dalam Quran itu. Dan jikalau api ini telah berkobar-kobar dan menyala-nyala pula di dalam dadanya seseorang manusia, manusia yang demikian itu menjadi manusia yang sebagai dikatakan oleh saudara Hamka, tidak takut akan mati.
Maka dari itu, sudah sepatutnya kita sebagai rakyat mengawal pemerintahan yang sah di Indonesia ini, siapapun presidennya, agar tetap pada koridor dasar acuan negara ini dibentuk, bukan malah mengikuti sistem zalim yang mereka, para elit itu buat. Akan tetapi, semuanya kembali pada diri Anda sendiri. Kami hanya berharap apa yang kami sampaikan ini bisa mengingatkan Anda di luar sana, siapapun dan dimanapun yang tergerak hatinya, untuk meneruskan pesan ini kepada sanak saudara, teman, dan kerabat. Yang diharapkan pesan ini bisa sampai ke telinga-telinga para pemangku kekuasaan di negeri kita tercinta untuk mengambil kebijakan dan menentukan arah bangsa ini di masa depan menjadi lebih baik. Semoga Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa melindungi kita semua di negara ini dari apa yang mereka para elit global rencanakan. Sekian video kali ini. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.